A real scary story. The mystery of the Ghost Mountain in the Andes. Story background. In the Andes mountain range of the South America, there is a place known as Ghost Mountain, infamous for being cursed. This mountain, located on the border between Peru and Bolivia, has long been regarded by local tribes as a dwelling place for vengeful spirits and victims of an ancient catastrophe. The story revolves around the team of mountaineers who mysteriously disappeared there in the 1980s. The incident. In 1983, a group of six experienced climbers from different countries set out to conquer Ghost Mountain. The mountain was notorious not only for the treacherous weather and dangerous paths, but also for the eerie legends surrounding it. Locals claimed that anyone venturing onto the mountain either never returned or met a strange and untimely death. They spoke of strange cries and waves echoing from the mountain at night, and some even reported seeing unexplained lights near the summit. Official report. After 3 days of climbing, the group vanished without a trace. Search and rescue teams were sent by the government, but no signs of the climbers were found. The mystery deepened 2 months later when one of the climbers was discovered alive. He was found in a semi-conscious state, trembling with fear near a small village at the base of the mountain. He claimed that the group encountered something unexplainable, haunting cries and whispers that seemed to come from deep within the mountain. One night, while they were resting in their tents, one of the team members suddenly screamed and ran into the darkness. The next morning appeared as though he had died from sheer terror. The survivor's testimony. The lone survivor recounted that an indescribable force tore the group apart. He claimed to have seen eyes in the darkness that seemed to follow them, and at times he could hear someone whispering directly into his ear. The rest of the team simply vanished, and no bodies were ever recovered. In 1959, a group of 9 experienced Russian hikers, led by Igor Dyaltov, embarked on an expedition to a remote and treacherous part of the Ural Mountains called Kholat Syakhl, meaning Mountain of the Dead. The team consisted of university students and graduates, all skilled in surviving harsh conditions. Their goal was to reach the peak of the mountain. The journey begins. In Italy, everything went smoothly. The team set up camp in a snowy area, preparing for their next day's trek. However, this would be the last time anyone saw them alive. The disappearance. When the group failed to return on time, search parties were sent out. Days later, rescuers discovered the hikers' composite, and what they found has puzzled investigators and foiled speculation for decades. The gruesome discovery. The tent. Rescuers found the group's tent torn open from the inside, suggesting the hikers had fled in a panic. Many left the tent without proper clothing, shoes, or gear, despite the freezing temperatures. The bodies. The hikers' bodies were discovered scattered across the area. Some died of hypothermia, found lying in the snow without proper clothing. Others suffered bizarre injuries. One had a fractured skull, another had broken ribs, and one female hiker was missing her tongue entirely. There were no signs of animal attacks or an external struggle. Theories behind the incident. Aliens or UFOs. Witnesses reported strange lights in the sky around the time of the incident. Some speculate the hikers encountered something otherworldly military experiments. The area was near a site used for secret Soviet military testing. It's impossible the hikers were accidental victims of these experiments. Avalanche. One theory suggests the group panicked due to an avalanche, but the unusual injuries cast doubt on this explanation. Supernatural forces. Local Mansi tribes refer to the mountain as cursed and believe it was haunted by malevolent spirits. The Mountain of Death. The name Kholat Siakh translates to Mountain of Death, and the indigenous Mansi people avoided the area. Fearing it was cursed, they believed anyone venturing there would meet a tragic fate. Unanswered questions. Despite numerous investigations, no definitive explanation has ever been found for what happened to the hikers. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most perplexing and chilling unsolved mysteries in the modern history. The Mont Blanc story. Mont Blanc, located in the French Alps, has a long history of mysterious disappearances and eerie occurrences. The mountain, famous for the steep slopes and foggy weather, has seen many hikers and mountaineers lost in the area under strange circumstances. In the 1970s, several hikers and tourists went missing after attempting to summit Mont Blanc, and no trace of them was ever found. Local reports suggest that some of these individuals seemed to wander off the pass, as if they had lost control of their bodies. One of the most famous stories. One well-known story involves a couple of mountaineers who traveled to Mont Blanc in 1973. They left the final message states that they were navigating a difficult route at high altitude and would be returning shortly. However, they were never did. This pass and search efforts were futile. The only clue found was a series of strange footprints in the fresh snow leading toward a large valley. After a few days, the footprints mysteriously vanished, and no further trace of the couple was ever found. Strange phenomena reported in the area. There have been several reports from climbers who returned from the mountain, claiming strange disturbances in their communication equipment near the summit. Some mountaineers reported hearing faint sounds in the air that seemed to come from nowhere, while others spoke of strange lights seen at night. This location is also tied to local legends about spirits and mysterious entities that supposedly haunt the mountain. According to the locals, the mountain is kind of residence for the spirits of those who perished there.